to a new video. Today I thought I would do like a get ready with me type of thing, which isn't really bookish content, but it will be eventually. I thought I would do like a sit down and answer some questions. I did ask over on my Bookstagram, which you can follow, it's at bookamanda, and I also asked over on Twitter, which is at _bookamanda, that you can follow as well if you want to. Basically what I did was ask if you guys had any questions for me, either bookish related or more on the personal side, and I got a couple questions. I know I'm not going to be able to answer everything anyway, but I thought it would be fun to do something and have some topics to talk about whilst I'm putting makeup on my face. Also, disclaimer, I know not a lot about makeup. This is just what I normally do, and to be fair, I haven't worn makeup in what feels like months. I also haven't filmed a video since middle of July, even though you did see a video go up in August because that was edited late. That being said, I feel like I've rambled on enough in this intro, so I feel like we should just get on with the video and let me start beautifying my face. So one of the questions that I thought would be great to answer first is the one that I got from my friend Esmeralda on Bookstagram, which is, what made you get into booktube? I'm not sure if anyone are like OG subscribers of mine, like this is a new channel, but I did used to have a YouTube channel back in 2015, I want to say, like beginning of the year 2015. I did start a YouTube channel called Books Around Me. I posted maybe like 7 videos on the channel, I think. I was 14-15 years old when I started the channel. At the time, I'd already started my Bookstagram, so I'd had that for a while. So I had like bookish friends in that, and my closest friends in school knew. But then suddenly someone found my channel in school. I got into school one day and someone came up to me and they were like, "Oh, I saw your YouTube channel." And then more people found out about it and came up to me in school, like in my class, and told me like, "Oh, I watch your YouTube channel, like it's so fun that you do that," and all of that. So like they were all positive and nice about it. I didn't mind, but I think a part of me was just like, I know for a fact that my videos are a bit cringe. Also, like my mother tongue, is that what it is Norwegian, and I was a big fan of English at the time. Like I mostly read books in English. What I did was I made the YouTube channel in English because I thought I would reach more people that way. Like my Bookstagram account was also like, I wrote things in English on that. My bookish friends spoke English. So I think that was the worst part for me, like people finding my channel, and my English was so awful at the time. Like I look back on it, I cringe so hard. Also, if anyone wants me to react to one of my old videos, like I have them privately saved on another channel, or this one maybe, I think. So if you guys want me to react to my old videos, I can try to film a video where I do react to that. So please let me know. I'm not sure if I want to put that out there again because it's I just really cry laughing every time I watch it. I can make fun of myself, so it's fine. So I did have a YouTube channel 5 years ago, and I started this one in February, March this year. And although I haven't posted as much as I would have wanted to, I'm kind of not being that hard on myself for not posting. Like I'm doing this for fun, so if I have time I will obviously film, and I obviously want to film more videos than I am currently. I've just been busy and I'm just filming when I want to. I'm not pushing myself to film if I'm not wanting to, just to be able to film a video once a week. But I remember the feeling of like filming a video, and I really did enjoy it even back then, even though my videos were cringe. I was also discussing this with one of my friends at uni about like maybe possibly starting a YouTube channel. I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna film a video and see how it goes, and then like if I want to continue, why not? And it's kind of fun to look back to and all of that, especially like vlogs and such. And so here we are 6+ months later and I'm still going. Also shout out to my friend Hannah, who really wanted me to do like a get ready with me video. She requested this video in like April, May. No, it was in like March sometime, and I just haven't been wanting to film one. But I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it. Why not? That's basically why I'm doing it. Also, I just enjoy talking about books. Because of Bookstagram, I do have bookish friends that I can discuss books with. But like, obviously, people read different books. And I do discuss books with people on Bookstagram, obviously. But it's just fun to be able to have live reactions, if that makes sense. Like, especially if I do a reading vlog. Not that I'm very good at them. But being able to discuss with someone, even though it's like discussing with a camera, live with books that you know your friends haven't read, it's fun to be able to discuss it straight away instead of having to wait. Also, it's just fun to ramble about books. Like, who doesn't enjoy that? I know my friends watch these videos. Thank you for supporting me in this weird thing that I do. Another fun question I got from Anushka, one of my great friends from Bookstagram that I've known for like years now. She asked, what spiked your love for reading? So I'm guessing she means like what, like I guess what kind of got me into reading. I read books when I was younger as well. I grew up with my parents reading to me, and like my whole family reads a lot, so that definitely helped, I suppose. I read like a thing, like if you grow up with books around you, no pun intended, if you grow up with like people around you that read a lot, you will probably end up reading. Is that maybe a thing I just made up? I have no clue. Yeah, so I grew up with like a family that read. My parents used to read fairy tales and such to me when I was younger. In school, I remember like the teachers always made us read, or like told us like you should read more because it will help you with your narration and all of that. At least in middle school, we had a week where we just read books. We also did learn stuff, but the sole purpose of the week was to read as many books as you could. I remember in like primary school, I read obviously like more easy reading books, whatever you call. That's not what the word is. I remember vividly in middle school, I read like books that were for a younger audience, like middle grade books, which you typically read when you're in middle school. Like, I wanted to read more, like I enjoyed reading, but I never found like the right books. Like I felt like it was too meh, mostly because of the themes in the books, I suppose, were a bit boring to me. I felt like I read the same books again and again. Basically, we had a small library in our like school in middle school, and then why in the world is my battery flashing right now? This is such a stupid moment. Okay, I'm gonna have to charge my battery and then get back. Hi again. We're back with a charged battery. Let's hope it doesn't run out again, because then I just can't be bothered with that. I was talking about my librarian in school. So, to make a long story short, that librarian introduced me to the Hunger Games, and basically there was a door, like a massive red door separating the middle school from the lower secondary school in my school. That's a lot of schools in one sentence. But my school that I went to was basically from 1st to 10th grade. So that includes primary, middle school, and lower secondary school, for me at least. There was this thing, it was kind of scary when you were in middle school to walk through those doors, but basically that librarian had a bigger library in the lower secondary school building. He introduced me to the Hunger Games, so then I want to read more dystopian books. That's a dystopian, right? After I finished that series, he was like, you can go into the library in the lower secondary school building because there's a lot more books there that you will probably enjoy. After that whole thing happened, I just continued to read a lot more books, and then once I got into lower secondary school, I started reading books in English that were actually for my group. I haven't spoken English in ages. My English is so off. In 8th grade, I started reading books that were meant for me, and once I started reading books in English, it kind of broadened my horizons. Is that how you... That's definitely not how you would put it. I definitely started reading more books once I then started reading English, because I had read and was introduced to the Hunger Games. I'd kind of found what genre of books I enjoyed, and this is also the time when I actually started my first booktube. All of that kind of just went quite well together and made me want to read more books. So yeah, that's my short but very long explained story. So Olivia from That Fiction Life asked, what are your favorite book tropes and what does a book have to have for you to rate it 5 out of 5 stars? I will be honest with you, when I was younger, basically 2 years ago, or like honestly last year as well, or just forever, my rating system is not very great. Once I read a book that I enjoyed, I was like, you know what, this is 5 stars. I feel like now, after a while, I've kind of understood what makes a great 5-star read for me. I'm trying to be more critical about the books that I read, and I'm like, is it actually as good? Because sometimes when you read a book and you don't reflect, it's like at the end of the book you're like, you know what, this is a 5-star read for me. Because a book can have a slow beginning but then a great ending, and then obviously you remember the ending better than the beginning, so then you just end up giving it a 5-star read. I think that was my problem, but after reading for a while now, I think I've like realized that I kind of need to be more critical about my rating, or like not more critical, but when I finish a book I take time, think over what I read, what I enjoyed, and if there were points in the book that I didn't enjoy, that definitely makes me understand that, okay, this is not a 5-star read. Obviously, you're never gonna find the perfect book. You might find one day the perfect book in your eyes, and that will definitely be a 5-star read, but then there are other books that definitely are close to being perfect, and for me, that's a 5-star read. If you have a scale and you put 5-star reads on the top, and then you maybe have 4-star books or 4.5-star books, you kind of start comparing all the 4.5-star reads, and I'm like, one of these books are better than the other one, so shouldn't I give it 5-star rating? But then I'm like, within the 4.5-star spectrum there are different books. I feel like this is a very long explanation, but basically a 5-star read for me is a book that has like all the things that I enjoy, obviously. I'm a very emotional reader. That being said, I can definitely rank a book 5-star rating without starting to cry. Not that that happens very often, but it's definitely possible. I don't feel like I need to cry in order to rank a book 5-star. That's so sad. I get asked like, what's my favorite trope? Enemies to lovers. 100%. And I feel like I haven't read enough of them. Like, some books have enemies to lovers, but it's not a big part of the book. Honestly, I find it very difficult to explain what a book needs in order for me to give it 5-star. I need to have enjoyed the book all the way through. Like, even from the beginning, I need to have enjoyed it. And I can finish a book and have absolutely loved the ending, as I said. But then the beginning or middle of the book was quite slow, and so I just can't rank it a 5-star read. I know for a fact I definitely give more books 5 stars than they probably should get. My pattern is flashing again. I don't want this. I don't want this at all. So Mel, one of my all-time favorite people, well, she had multiple questions. How much do you love and miss me? Because I stay missing you. I miss you too, Mel, and I love you a lot. How often do you find yourself actually reading in a week with life getting in the way, and how are you feeling about the upcoming school year? Now, because of quarantine, I've definitely had a lot more time to read compared to when I'm at uni. For example, in August, I read a bit every single day, which I definitely don't get to do when I'm busy with uni and stuff, because when I'm in uni, I definitely prioritize uni work, assignments that I have, and hanging out with friends and such. Like, I obviously hang out with my friends at home. Like, I have more time basically when I'm obviously not doing uni. I honestly low-key forgot what I just spoke about. I was answering Mel's questions. That's what I was doing. Also, I was doing my eyebrows, which I didn't finish off camera. They still look like, we'll deal with it. No one's gonna, I was gonna say no one's gonna see me anyway, but you guys will, but nobody cares. At least not me. So I would say I try to read at least a bit every single day, even though I do have uni. And obviously that is my priority. I try to read a bit before bed. That's honestly when I find the most time to read. Like this year, for example, I had uni from January to March. I read 4 books in those 3 months. Well, 4 books in the first 2 months and then half of March, because I came home middle of March and then I obviously had more time to read. But that was literally all I got to read, which I really didn't like, because I love reading and I obviously want to read as much as I possibly can, but uni is the priority. And as for the upcoming school year, I'm very intrigued. Those of you who don't know, I go to the University of Edinburgh, so in Scotland, although I do live in Norway at the moment. So I'm going in just under 2 weeks now, and I am very intrigued as to how this semester, at least, or like this next year, is gonna go. I'm going into 3rd year, so it's a lot more pressure on doing well and all of that, I suppose. That being said, I'm very excited to start. I've had a holiday now. I've literally been off uni for 6 months now, and it's a lot. I am the kind of person that loves studying, so not studying for like 6 months, like, yes, it's nice because uni is a lot when it is going on. It's very hectic and busy and everything. Like, I haven't seen my uni friends in 6 months, and obviously I know I'm very lucky that I was able to go home and see my family and not see all of my friends at home, but some of them because of quarantine and that. I'm very excited, but I know for a fact that, well, to be fair, I haven't gotten that much information from the uni. The information that I have got is that all my lectures will be online, and then I have tutorials every week, and it seems like some of them will be online. They could be in person, but haven't gotten more information about that yet. They're kind of slow with sending out information. Honestly, my prediction is that everything will be online for me, at least the 1st semester. It might change for the 2nd semester, but we shall see what happens. I definitely prefer being in person, but obviously because of COVID, that's not happening. Honestly, like, I'd rather be at home studying and being safe than be in class in uni. So I'm glad that they're taking the precautions something for it and following all the rules and all of that. It's definitely gonna be strange, but I'm sure we'll manage. I'm thinking about starting like uni diaries type of vlog thing to do at, like, once in a while whilst at uni, so you can get an insight into my everyday life at uni. If you guys are interested in that, that was my plan at least. Shall see how it goes. Let's see if we have any more questions. So Anya asked me on Instagram what my favorite BIPOC middle grade book is, and I'll be honest, I haven't read that many middle grade books, but I will let you know one of my favorite YA BIPOC books. Oh, that's actually quite difficult. I do love A Sun Is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon. Is it my favorite though? Honestly, I think I might have to say that one. Although I will say I'm planning on reading A Song of Wreaths and Ruin this month, and I feel like that's gonna become my new favorite book. I'm very intrigued by the whole concept of the book. Like, the 2 main characters apparently are planning on killing each other. And I don't know what that says about me, but I'm very intrigued about that aspect. So I feel like that's gonna become my new favorite book. I have high hopes for it. But I would say my favorite BIPOC YA book, contemporary at least, is The Sun Is Also a Star. I did actually really enjoy the book to movie adaptation. I also saw a question from one of my other friends from uni about favorite, like, book to movie adaptation. I will say it's not my favorite, but that book to movie adaptation is actually quite good. It's not a bad one, I will say. If you just watch the movie without having read the book, I think you'll enjoy it a lot. There were definitely some things that they changed, but at the end of the day, I will say it's a great film. I watched it with my dad and my sister, and they both enjoyed it. So yeah, highly recommend. Vicky from Vicky Reads on Bookstagram, one of the loveliest people you could possibly ever come across. Also, her photos are absolutely brilliant. I, like, low-key want to frame all her photos and put them up on my wall because they're so pretty. I will link her Bookstagram down below. She asked, what's a book you think everyone should read and why? I will put this together with another question I got from Tiff, aka Tiffany, who is also one of the sweetest people ever. And she asked me what my favorite book was from last month, so in August. I do have 2 favorite books from August, but one that I highly recommend and think everyone should read is From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout. Is that how you pronounce her name? Basically, I was almost getting into a book slump in the end of August, and then I was on Twitter for a bit, and I saw loads of people tweet about From Blood and Ash. They also put in, like, a screenshot, and I read that screenshot and I was like, you know what, I'm sold. So I put the book that I was currently reading away because I was not enjoying it. I downloaded From Blood and Ash to my Kindle on the Friday, like last Friday of August. I was working that weekend, so I didn't get to read a lot, but even in my break I was reading. Every single minute that I got and was able to read, I was reading that book. I finished it on the Monday, so like the last day of August. I was in shock. I was like, the whole book just blew. Like the book was like 622 pages, I think. One of the best books I've read this whole year. I'm telling you, I gave it 5 stars without a doubt. The romance in it is just a whole other level. So if you like it's high fantasy, I think. If you like high fantasy, or just fantasy in general, with a lot of romance in it, just read it. It's also adult fantasy. It's definitely adult fantasy. That book just blew me away. Then I found out the sequel, A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire, would come out September 1st. I was reading a book with Anushka at the time, so I finished that on like the 1st of September. Downloaded the sequel September 2nd, finished it in like just over a day. That book, I'm still not over it. And that's honestly all I have to say. It was absolutely incredible. I was discussing the whole book with Olivia like the whole way through because she'd read it and she was like, tell me what you're thinking whilst you're reading it. I'm still lost for words. I'm literally in shock. The ending of the sequel was insane and I'm in need of the 3rd book as soon as possible. Thank you very much. It was just incredible. The fact that we have no information about the 3rd book, but also the fact that the 2nd book came out literally 7 days ago, is a bit of a mess. Right, so I think that's it. I finished my face. This is the end result. Thank you guys for sending in my questions. I will link the people that sent in the questions down below, like their Bookstagram and their YouTube channel if they have one. I will see you guys very soon, hopefully with a new video. Bye.